Hello! Today I am working on a 24x24 60 centimeter aerated concrete block. Such a stone is relatively easy to carry and easy to work on with a rasp, saw, knife, spoon and other tools. I want to make an emperor penguin out of it. It has a simple, compact shape and fits well on this stone size. At the back, the tip of the tail supports the penguin when standing upright. On the side it has flat wings. I will shape the delicate beak a little bulkier because the material will be at its limits. Here are my sketches of the penguin shape from 4 different perspectives: the side, the front, above and below. The tip of the tail, the tips of the feet. The feet are also shaped a little bulkier and longer to keep the stand base larger, making the sculpture stand more stable. Based on these drawings, I create stencils in stone size and draw the side view on the stone. What is not part of the form is hedged on both sides and roughly sawn down across the entire width. I remove the runners from the bottom. The handles will be filled later. I leave a little more material under the beak so that nothing breaks off. Now I draw the frontal silhouette on the back and front of the stone. And roughly saw off the excess part straight down the entire width. This is what the shape looks like from above. Now this angular body should become round. So I saw the 4 edges vertically and get an octagonal shape. The flat wings are worked out about 5 millimeters, which means that the surrounding is being removed. Then I round the shape towards the back and stomach. The bag now loses all edges and straight surfaces until it feels completely round. The legs should protrude slightly. To do this, the surrounding is lowered. All forms merge in a streamlined manner. The wings follow the body curve. I use the profile template again for the fine shape of the head and neck. I reduce the stone up to this line. But it only denotes the shape in the middle. The sides get rounded. The front stencil shows me what has to be rasped off symmetrically on the side. In the next step, I remove the edges and round the shape on the head and neck. I stabilize the sculpture with stone wedges, give the chest and belly a round shape. And work on the large oval feet. In order to fill the hole at the bottom, I used a rasp to shape down residual stones to fit inside. I mix cement mortar with water and fill the gap with this paste and stone pieces. It dried thoroughly overnight. I now remove protruding material with a saw and rasp and make the foundation flat for safe standing. I mark the tip of the tail roughly reduce what is too much and round the shape. The shape of the food is divided in the middle. I stabilize the sculpture so that it doesn't wobble as I work. Now the form of the throat is deepened to the marked line, and a transition to the chest is created. The marked line refers to the shape in the middle. I round off to the sides. I left some material on the chest from which I want to form something extra that the penguin wears around his neck. Because it should be about 5 millimeters thick, I grate it slightly flatter. Then I draw out the word I want to inscribe. With smaller tools, I work out the letters down to breast level. This is a bit more complex, and I'm not yet sure whether I like it or not. And if I don't, I can still rasp it off. In any case, you can see what is possible with such an aerated concrete block. I set 2 notches for the ribbon around the neck and use it to determine the width. I work the stone a little deeper so that the ribbon runs slightly raised on the penguin's body. Now I work on the narrow beak, very carefully. I hatched what has to go. This view shows how the beak shape runs towards the head and what has to be removed. To do this, the sculpture is laid on padding and stabilized with stone wedges. Beak width excess vertically. One hand should always hold it up. Likewise on the left. Then I draw the profile line and reduce the stone below and above until there. Now the edges have to be rasped into curves so that everything becomes streamlined. The beak, however, forms a weak point on the sculpture, because if it falls over, it can easily break off. So the bird should stand in a safe place. The eyes are halfway between the neck and the tip of the beak. With a suitable spoon handle, I twist the eye sockets so deeply that the glass marbles fit almost completely. Then the shape is ready. But I have to say that I don't really like the lettering on the chest. I just grate it away again. It was a lot of work for nothing, but that happens. Yes, I like it better now, and the surface can be plastered. The pores are closed to make the penguin weatherproof, because it is supposed to be in the garden. To do this, I mix cement mortar with water into a paste and apply a thick layer to the entire sculpture by hand or with a spatula. The stone sucks in the paste, and then I can stroke it smoothly. Using rubber gloves makes sense here because the surface feels like sandpaper. The chest should be placed a little higher so that there is no weight on the beak, because it is sensitive and easy to break off. After drying, I smooth the surface by sanding lightly. Sweeping off the coarsest dust and refitting the eyeballs. I now apply a deep impregnation so that the stone is no longer absorbent and no more dust comes off. So I create the base for a white primer before painting with acrylic colors. There are clear color boundaries between light and dark. A curve behind the eyes and a line in the throat area up to the wings. I draw these lines onto the sculpture. I use a very bright yellow made with titanium white and Indian yellow to color the light areas behind the eyes and the upper chest. I paint the front downwards with a gentle gradient into white. I glaze the parts behind the eyes with orange on the dried light yellow. The sides of the beak shimmer slightly reddish. Now the remaining parts are primed with a black wall paint and I define the color borders exactly. This is covered by a black acrylic paint. The white areas on the back are gently hidden by dabbing on fairly dry black paint. The foundation must also be weatherproof. Meanwhile, white acrylic rings are painted around glass marbles and dried thoroughly. The final coat of paint is done with a glossy acrylic varnish to protect the surface. The somewhat milky look dries transparently. Now I put waterproof glue into the eye sockets and stick the marbles into them. The glue also dries transparent and the eyes appear beautifully dark and deep. Completely dry, the penguin is now placed decoratively in the garden. Thank you for watching. I hope you take an interesting idea with you from my video and give me a like and subscribe. God bless you and your projects. See you next time in March's Atelier.